And the second type of insurance that we're going to talk about is long-term care insurance. So, nursing home insurance. So we have a lot of people that have questions about this when they come in and are ready to do some retirement planning. I think everybody's heard a horror story about somebody who had to go stay in a nursing home for 10 years or something like that, and it ate up all of their money and was a catastrophe to them and things like that. But the first thing that we advise people to do is weigh the cost versus the actual need. So long-term care insurance is expensive. It can be between $2,500 to $5,000 a year. And typically, unless you get certain types of policy, usually you're going to pay that until you start using the insurance.
Yeah.
So
there's all kinds of different kinds of policies of them. They generally are kind of confusing to people. But the real thing is, the only time it's really affordable is if you're in really good health. And they all these long-term care policies, you have to go through a health screening. And so what I found in our practice, people that start talking to me about long-term care insurance, by the time they start talking to me about long-term care insurance, it's because they've got something going on and they're not going to be able to be eligible for it, at least at a reasonable rate.
And so again, this is one of those insurance situations where the amount of people that long-term care insurance is marketed to is like everybody, but the amount of people that it's actually appropriate for is much smaller. So the people that it's appropriate for are going to be people that have a high amount of disposable income to pay that kind of high premium for years on end, who are also in good health. There's some other unique situations that might make long-term care a good thing for you to have. Like if you have a dependent child that's an adult that's going to need some money when you pass away, or some care when you pass away, where you can't spend a whole bunch of your assets on nursing home insurance. In all of these situations, there's maybe specific scenarios that might apply to some people, but again, it's a small amount of people.
What I found generally is many people are on one or another end of the spectrum. Either they have enough assets that they can certainly afford to insure themselves, or they have so few assets, 100 or 200,000, that they're better off taking their chances than to save that 100 or 200,000 to pass on to their kids, than paying a $5,000 a year long-term care. And so anyway, it's a narrow window. We'll help you figure that out, but it's on an individualized basis. And if we can help you figure that out, let us know.
And some quick statistics on long-term care. We've done entire webinars on this before that have a lot more facts in them, but only about 35% of the people who purchase long-term care policies end up needing them. And for the amount of money that they cost, you don't get any of that premium money back if you don't end up using it. So it just goes to waste. And then also the average length of stay for someone who has to be in a nursing home is about a year. And the average cost for a year of nursing home care is about $100,000, just so you can kind of wrap your mind around, on average, what someone might need for nursing home care.
So then